Hey, Eastridge family. Just wanted to share a couple thoughts with you as you're getting ready to start your week, maybe as you go into the weekend, depending on when you're watching this. But one thought I've had over this past summer, especially as everything's been kind of crazy, really comes from the Gospel of Matthew. And I want to read this to you and just kind of share my thoughts on it with you in just a minute. But in Matthew 16, we have this picture of Jesus with his disciples, and he's starting to predict to them that he's going to be betrayed, that he's going to be crucified, and that he's going to die. But again, he'll raise to life. But when he says all these things, the disciples are getting caught up, specifically Peter, on the fact that Jesus is predicting his death. And so as they're walking, Peter takes Jesus aside, and this is what he says. In Matthew chapter 16, verse 22, Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. "Never, Lord," he said, "this shall never happen to you. You're not going to be betrayed or be crucified." But Jesus turned and said to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me. You do not have in mind the things of God, but the things of men." I love that phrase. You do not have in mind the things of God, but the things of men. Now, with everything that's going on, it's very easy for me personally to be really concerned with how things are affecting me, how I think things should go. And when I get so caught up in thinking that way and thinking about the things of men, I get really anxious. I can be angry or really frustrated or just have a sense of unrest. But what Jesus is saying to Peter is, listen, you need to have in mind the things of God, that there's a bigger plan to all of this. I just want to share with you personally, when I change that mindset and start trying to have in mind the things of God rather than the things of man, and to see what God is doing, it doesn't fix everything, but what I experience is a profound sense of peace. And if you do this mindset too, if you have this shift between having in mind the things of man and go to having them in mind the things of God, it may not fix everything, but you'll experience a profound sense of peace. So I hope that encourages you this week as you go out and remind people who you're for as you live for Christ.